we're live streaming. Hi everybody. We're in a different spot today because we're going to be making what today, Marcella?
Slime!
So this is one of her requests when I asked her for things to do. And so you're joining us in our kitchen today. So I just looked up a recipe, and one of the first ones that I found we're going to try today, so it could go horribly, horribly wrong, but we'll see how it goes. I have made slime before. I had it as a lesson before as kind of a reward for my students when we're wrapping up like a semester or a quarter or something and we needed something fun to do. It is slightly art related, I feel like, because you have the chance to work with textures and mixing colors, but it is also on the science end, of course, because you're mixing chemicals to create kind of a weird bond to create that slime texture. So we're going to give it a shot today, right? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's picking out her colors already. So the recipe I found, and we're going to be doing fluffy slime, so that requires shaving cream to make it fluffy. We're also going to add our own extra ingredient of glitter, because why not, right? So I grabbed a clear bowl so you guys can kind of see what we're doing when we mix. And so we got a lot of our supplies prepped and measuring cups ready to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the first ingredient that it calls for is 2/3 cup of glue. Now they say to use Elmer's glue. I have School Smart glue. That's just what I happen to have at home, an abundance of it. Honestly, it's not my favorite glue. It kind of leaves like a yellowish residue when it dries, but for the sake of slime today, that is what we're using. So, you're going to help me? You want to hold the measuring cup?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to hold it steady while I pour, okay? So 2/3 cup of glue. So this is 1/3 of a cup measuring. So dump that in there. Okay, put it upright. We got to do it one more time. Oop. If you get a little bit off on this, I don't think it makes a huge deal. Okay, go ahead and dump that. Now when I've done this with students, I usually, especially with junior high, high school, here, let's make sure that's all out. I give them the list of ingredients and the measuring and give them the supplies, and then I don't give them any instruction. I just have them go at it and kind of problem solve as they go. So if they run into issues, I'll kind of help them, guide them through that and help them problem solve, but I don't necessarily tell them the answer. So it's a little bit of a problem solving project as well. And I've done in the past with this lesson is I will give them a slew of ingredients that people suggest for making slime, and I even have given them that option and then let them figure it out on their own. So they could look up ideas, they can do research, and then they had to figure out the slime ingredients by practicing mixing them on their own. So it's kind of a fun like chemistry lesson with that too. Okay, so we added our glue. Now we need let's do the shaving cream next maybe. So we'll do, let me make sure I do my checklist. We'll do the shaving cream, and that's 2 to 3 cups of shaving cream is what they suggest. So we have our measuring cup for, here I'll do the squirt, you hold, and then you can dump it, which should be interesting. I don't know if I have enough shaving cream, so we'll see. Okay, you want to dump that in there? You might have to scoop it with your hand a little bit. Which reminded me that I needed something to stir with. Here, kind of go like this. Okay, I'll hold it again. Keep it over the bowl. Okay, dump it, tap it. Let's make sure we have enough. We'll do 3 cups. Because I know we're not getting all of our shaving cream out of the cup. Oh, might have just enough. Okay, dump that in there. Tap it. Okay, let's kind of scoop the rest out. Okay, so we'll have to eventually stir this with our spoon here, but we'll have to also mix it with our hands when it starts to get really goopy. Okay, there's our shaving cream. So the next thing is we need some water. And I already have that measured out. It calls for 1/4 of a cup of water.
That's little.
Yeah, it's not very much water. So we did our water. And this one, I've never heard of this ingredient being added to slime before, but for the sake of following our recipe, it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'll add 2 of these. I've never heard of baking soda added to slime before, but we'll add it anyway and see what happens. Okay, so we added our baking soda. We'll add the food coloring last. So the next is the contact solution. So I'm sacrificing some of our contact solution for this. Now, the recipe calls for 1.5 tablespoons. I'm just going to kind of squirt in what looks like tablespoons and we'll call it good. That looks pretty good. If we need more for binding, this is the binding element, then we'll add more when we need to do that. Alright, so we're going to start stirring. We'll see what happens. This is totally an experiment. You want to stir it? We might need more binding element.
Or more super glue.
Kind
or
of.
more of the glue.
I'm going to have you stir by your hands once we get to that point. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need more binding. So a little more contact solution, but it's getting closer. You can kind of see, whoa, it's starting to fluff up and get a little bit more solid. Okay. And this is why I didn't really want to measure the contact solution, because in the past, when I've done this with students, we've used borax before as well, but I decided for safety reasons, borax is kind of iffy as far as, like, I've heard it burning skin and all that, and I know it can be safe as well, and we don't really have gloves at home to use, so just for safety reasons, we are going to stick with the contact solution. Maybe we need a little bit more glue. What do you think?
Yeah.
We might add a little more glue. We'll see what happens when we add more contact solution. So it's supposed to start all sticking together eventually. Now, because I'm not using Elmer's glue, it might be a little bit more watered down glue. Maybe it needs a little bit more glue, so we'll kind of see. It's getting closer though. We'll just kind of eyeball a little bit more glue in here. And this is the problem-solving issue that I mentioned earlier that my junior high school students might have to run into while they're making slime if we do this as an assignment. Okay, something's not working. What could you do to fix it? So we're adding a little bit more glue and we're mixing it up.
You can hear a noise up there.
Yeah, Dad's working upstairs. Gonna add more contact solution. Woo. Okay.
Now you can see it's getting slimier.
It is starting to get a little slimier. Could be because we added extra shaving cream. That's not binding yet. We could probably add the food coloring though.
That's cool when you do like that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we will add a little borax if we start to get to the point where things are not binding. Because I think I do have some under the sink. Oh, it's starting to have kind of more slime consistency now. Oh, careful.
Now can you do it with your hands?
No, not until it starts to bind together a little bit more. I don't want to use up all my contact solution, so I might have to get the borax out here in a second.
Uh-oh.
Marcella, do you want to go ahead and add your colors while we're doing this?
I'm starting with yellow.
Yellow, okay. Do a few dots of yellow and a few dots of your other color. Alright. You're doing yellow and what? Red?
Red.
Okay, I'm going to do this part, and if I have to add some of this, I might mix it with my hands. We'll see. So we're going to sprinkle a little bit of borax in here. I do happen to have it. I use it to do various cleaning projects. We'll see if that helps with the binding. Ooh, look at that. That looks really cool.
That's my bowl.
Okay, the borax is helping. So it's good to have borax on hand in case you need it.
Well, now can we do it with our hands?
Not yet. It's getting closer though. Let's add a little bit more borax.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why is there bumps in it?
Because it's powdery. So it's not entirely mixing with everything yet. Oh, look, it's getting closer though. You can see it starting to kind of clump up and mix. Now, I want to disclose that I am in no way a slime expert. And it's been a while since I've made it. Probably a couple of years. Not yet. We'll do it at the end. So if this doesn't turn out perfect, that's okay. No big deal. But it's getting closer.
If it doesn't turn out perfect, we're gonna put it on our dog.
What?
Just joking.
You're silly.
Gus is a very fine man.
Oh, it's getting closer, Marcella.
What?
It's getting more like slime.
Well, it doesn't look like slime.
It's getting closer though. See how it's starting to stick together?
Sticky.
Very sticky.
Why does glue always have to be? Why does it always have to be sticky?
Well, that's how slime works. It has to stick together, right?
Why does it have to stick together?
That's what slime is. It's stuff that sticks together. Ooh. It's getting closer. I probably should have taken my rings off before we started this, but too late now. All right. I think we're getting close to the point where I'm going to have to start mixing with my hands. Not yet.
Okay. I'm like so excited. I never done this before, so it's my first time making slime.
Yes, it is your first time making slime. Ooh, that is weird. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start using my hands. You can help me if you want. Hopefully we don't have any issues with the borax. Do you want to... I'll sprinkle the glitter. I'm the only one with clean hands now. So we'll add some glitter.
And then
So,
we'll work our way into it.
If you're just tuning in, we had some trouble with the contact solution starting to bind stuff together. So we just added some borax, which I was trying to avoid, but sometimes that's unavoidable. Okay, get your hands out for a second.
Oh, geez.
We're going to pull it out of the bowl. So this is kind of, sort of, the consistency that you want. Is when it's all finally sticking together. Okay, let's mix it up. Ew, this is weird slime. It has kind of a weird pillowy texture. I don't know if we mixed it entirely the right way. The borax might have done something weird. But I was afraid I was going to run out of contact solution. But still pretty fun.
I'm going to play with it.
Okay. So let's add a little bit more glitter. We don't have a lot of glitter on there. We're definitely going to have to clean up the kitchen when we're done.
Yep.
Alright, mix that in there. Alright, so that was our slime experiment today. I'm sure a lot of you guys are much more into slime making and experts on this subject. We might try again a little bit later, off camera, see if we can make a better mixture. But still not too bad.
My hands are glittery.
Mm-hmm. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this kind of fun and helpful. And feel free to experiment with slime at your house if you feel like you're getting bored and need something different to do. Alright, I'll see you guys later.